in the office hours, and probably Kelly, I think too, and Rhonda, right? Is this the first time that you're attending the office hours? Yes, Kelly. No, Rhonda? It's not the first time. Okay. Yeah, okay, that and that. Awesome. Well, we have Stephen here, Gabriel, in case that, we are here to answer any of your questions. We have a theme for today, which is the page aesthetics. I will give you a couple recommendations on how to build your course and make it look more aesthetically pleasing. But before we go into that theme, I would like to ask you if you have any particular questions, like any technical questions that you might have, or any other questions beside the theme that we can help you with. Rhonda, please go ahead.
Yes, I do. And one of them might be aesthetics on the topic. Can I share screen and show you? I think I can.
Let me just.
Oh, okay.
You can share screen now. Yeah.
Okay. Get over here. Okay. So I'm trying to edit my offer page here. And when I look at it live, these bullet points, see how if there's a second line for the bullet point, shouldn't this be moved over and in line with the top, with the first line? You see it? Shouldn't this be indented right here?
Oh, I know what you mean.
And then right here.
Isn't
that how bullets should work?
Yes, that's how they should work. I'm not sure. I don't have the answer as to why it's not working. Do you, Gabrielle or Brenda?
No, maybe after you click preview, it will just auto size. Maybe not. It doesn't?
No.
Okay. Maybe that can be just a little bug.
Maybe what?
It could be a little bug.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes, I think
maybe need to have someone look at it, but I was just curious. I'm like, shouldn't bullets line up?
they should. I agree with you. And
should.
I think that, yeah, the answer is that we need to figure out, is there any custom, style sheeting that we need to put there, or is there some other piece there? And so that's a question that we need to come back to you to answer.
Okay, cool. And then as a follow-up, or down here in this, I sent in a ticket yesterday and I did get a response, but I can't follow the response questions. I'm just lost it. I'm trying to change this color so it's not blue, so it doesn't stand out so much. So
you have to click in edit content in that block.
Yep. And then it's in the right. It's so it's right here. And this isn't changing the color, but in the messages I got, it said change the color, and then right down here there's supposed to be a save button or a click, but I don't see any.
Actually, it shouldn't. You should only be able to click on the color box and simply select any color that you prefer for that text in particular. I have no idea why it's showing the text in blue. That's probably something that's happening on our side, because that shouldn't be happening. You should only be able to go there and click on the color button to change the text, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, that works. That's always worked for me before. That's why I'm like, why is this not working? But having
something happening there.
Not a huge deal, but obviously if it's blue, it kind of stands out. So people are like, oh, I need to read this even more carefully. And then maybe they're like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Right. Yes.
And this is my freebie. So obviously I want them to do it. And I can always take it off, but do you want to, like I said, I already submitted it to
support
through the chat. I don't know if this would help if you want to look at it, but.
Right.
Okay, so it says the color for that is not going to update because the default color is blue, however, is working. Change the color right here, which is what we just did. And then right here, I don't know what this means. Then click close.
He means that the window where you edit the content and all of that, but maybe if you change the color and then click save changes, maybe that makes a difference. Let's try it. So let's scroll down
Oh, whoops.
and select the last block to edit, that one. And then change the color again to maybe black.
Yeah, I just want it like black.
Close it,
There's no.
and then click Save Changes. Let's see, nothing happens. Let's click on Preview to see if maybe something changes there. Yep, there we go.
Okay.
Maybe that was a missing piece. We have to click Save before. I
Well,
don't
and
know
maybe,
if it's showing.
maybe I never looked at it in preview, but still it'd be nice if it updated here, because otherwise it's like.
Totally, yeah.
You can for that just click F5 key on your keyboard. This will refresh your browser. Maybe that will change automatically.
Just F5.
Yeah.
Here, click on the.
Unless you're not on a Mac, then just refresh the browser.
Oh
Sorry,
yeah,
not on a
yeah.
Win-
Sorry,
if you're not on
I don't
Windows.
know. I don't know if you are
Um,
on a Mac or on a PC. Sorry. Yeah.
Oh, I'm on a Mac.
Okay. No. Then just click on refresh on the upper left side of your screen.
Right here.
On that one, yeah. Let's see if that changed the preview page. I think it was order form. Yeah. No, you're right. It should be updating also here.
Well, at least
Okay.
your students won't be seeing it, so that's good news.
Yep. Okay.
Yeah.
Those are my questions. Appreciate it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Yes, Kelly.
So sorry, I tried looking back in the forum, and I've looked in some of the past trainings. This may have been touched up on before, but when I want to have on the bottom block, what's it called? I can't remember the copyright where your terms and conditions policy pages. Can't remember the name of that block. So I know that you can create custom blocks. And then when I go in to put my terms and conditions and privacy policy, I'm guessing that I can save that block. But right now I have it saved externally. Is there any way to save it within Experienceify and then just have my privacy policy and my terms and conditions in every single thing I build? Or do I have to always go back to my save blocks and put it in?
You would need to create the block within Experienceify, save it, and then just click and drag and use it everywhere you want to use it. So
Okay.
just create it inside Experienceify, save the block, and then you can use it wherever you want. And you don't need to do anything else, just click and drag the block.
But is there anywhere, so is it still an external link? So right now I have it externally linked to my Google Docs, or is there a place in Experienceify I can save that? Because I know there's an internal and external.
Okay.
I'm just curious if I'm doing it correctly.
Right. Well, if you mean your terms and conditions, you want to put them somewhere, right? Right now it's in a Google Doc. So
Yeah.
maybe you can create a custom page inside Experienceify where you paste your terms and conditions, and then you link that your button to internal page, and you take them to a page inside Experienceify where you have your terms and conditions.
Okay, so you can create a custom page. Okay,
Yes.
Perfect. All right, that makes sense.
Good. Is that
I think that's it for right now, but yes, thank you.
okay?
Yeah,
You're welcome.
super. Thank you.
Okay, so I have Hannah. So Hannah, please go ahead.
Hi, thank you. So Gabriel showed me how to make some changes so that my join now button isn't on all of the trainings, and so that was good, thank you. But now when I get to the end of the course as a student and I get the celebration, yay, 100%, you've got access for life. How do I get the customer to click how do they get to the next, the special offer? Because it's not there on the celebration page. So how do I get them from the end of the mini course to my special offer page, my order page?
So what happens is that if you create the expiring mini course from the template, I will share my screen.
We created the expiring mini course through the EMC generator, just so that you know where I'm coming from.
Okay, no problem. Whenever you have an expiring mini course, like this one, for example, I will go to my custom pages, and when a user completes your expiring mini course, what happens is that a new block will be released for them. We have 2 blocks that will release in an expiring mini course, right? The bonus one and also the special offer one. So this is what people will see when they complete the course after the celebration. They will still be here in the single trainings, I believe, and they will see now this block. And here is where you link that next step that you want them to take. So that could be the order form for your next course or whatever you want it to be. But that is what happens.
But Gabriel recommended that I delete this from the individual, this block, the special offer block from the individual
single training
page, because it was showing up on all of the individual training pages. I just wanted to show up at the end of the 3rd.
Right. Okay. So what happens is that even if look, let's click in edit content to see what we find. If you take a look at block visibility up here, you will see that this block will show always, but only with people with this tag. And this tag is the EMC completed. So that means that not everyone will be able to see this block always, all the time. It will only show up when someone completes your course.
But as a student, I signed up as a test student. I completed the course, and I did not see this introducing the special distinct thing. I didn't see that.
You didn't see it. We would need to check if you have the right tags in the visibility. So if you
want I share my screen?
Share your screen, yes, I will stop sharing mine. There we go. Okay, so let's go to step number 4. And single training.
Edit?
Edit. Let's close that one. And then let's go to the block that we want to edit. Okay, so you deleted, right? Because
I deleted it there because Gabriel instructed me to.
Don't worry, but let's try it with the free bonus one.
Okay.
So let's scroll up, edit content, and block visibility. So right now this one is correct, right? So this block will only show to the people who completed your 2nd training, which was the giving you feedback. And now that is attached to this tag, right? Gave feedback. Once they complete that action, this block will be released to only the ones who completed the 2nd action of your 2nd training, right? So that's good because you can see it as a student, right?
Yes,
so it's working. Yeah. Okay, so let's close it. Yeah, close. And then, did you save the block of the offers, the special offer, by any chance?
Well, it's on my homepage, so
okay. So let's go to the homepage if you want to.
It's this block right here.
Right. So let's see, edit content. Let's go to block visibility. Right. So it says that this block will show to people who have this tag EMC completed, which is probably the tag that you have when someone completed the course, right? So maybe that's not the correct tag And maybe you have
I
other
think that
tags.
if you look at the tag that said EMC gave feedback, it said EMC gave feedback, and then there was a number there that said 716174. So if you scroll up a little bit there, Hannah, scroll up a little bit, up, the other way. You'll see it says EMC completed 716174.
Mhm.
I think that's the actual course that people will complete. I think that you've put 2 or 3 experiment mini courses into your account. You've used the template 2 or 3 times. And so
Right.
every time you use the template, we have to give the tags a unique
Oh,
number.
I see. Okay.
And so if when we looked at the bonus block,
Mm-hmm.
it said EMC dash gave feedback dash 716174.
Okay.
So I believe you are in the course 716174. So I think you should click there
Okay.
and then remove the other one. So if you go take your mouse above the EMC complete, you can just remove that one. Now I believe that it will show up to your dummy student.
Okay, great. I'll check that. I didn't realize that the other unpublished courses also had the tag numbers on them. So I just wrote down that number so that I will never have to ask this silly question again.
There's not a silly question. That's why we have these office hours, to be able to solve these problems.
And I highly recommend you to save that block because you need to use it again in the single training. So the people who complete your course will be able to see this when they finish it. So
And you just
Okay, so in a single training, but I don't want it to show up in every single training. I just want it to show up at the end.
Right, but what happens is that they won't see this block until they complete the course.
Okay,
so
right.
You don't have to worry about that. The tag is for that because it's like, okay, we will only show this block to people who have completed the course. That's why
Right.
you don't have to worry about everyone seeing this block. So I would highly recommend you to save this and then use it again in the single training. To save the block, I mean, but also those changes are good.
Save to library, you mean?
Exactly, yes. Save to library, click OK, and then go back to your single training. And then if you scroll down, you will see your saved blocks in the left side column. If you scroll down, yes, you will see your saved blocks a little bit down. You have to scroll down a little bit more.
It won't let me scroll down for some reason. I can scroll up, but I can't scroll down.
Yeah, right. That's weird.
Okay, you can change the zoom on your browser by clicking the 3 little dots on the upper right side of the screen.
Right here?
There, yeah. One click, and then in zoom, just make it 120%. Right in the middle of the options. Yeah, there, a little. Okay, and that's it. Try again.
Okay.
Yeah, just click
That's
outside. Yeah. Okay, again.
And the third
Okay.
one is the save block that you want to use. So in order to put it there, just click and drag the last one below your
Okay.
free bonuses one. There you go. You can put it there.
Right here?
Yep.
You can even zoom in a little, so just to be able to see the full picture.
If you want to, yeah, well, I'm gonna. Yeah.
So if I want that to be, I can move it up if I want to, right?
Yes, and I recommend you to do it this. That's perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
it should work now. So you can try it with your dummy student account, and it should be fine after saving changes.
Okay, great. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, Tatenda, your turn.
I need to stop share. There you go.
Camera. Sorry, I have to be off camera because I'm ending up having to drive. But
Don't worry.
I'm a newbie, so I went through the live build sessions, and I believe that was with you. But now I can't access my account. So I didn't know how long the free trial was for Experienceify, because I wanted to now start making my expiring mini course.
So that then the short answer is I will look up your account right now and I will make sure that we re-enable it. Usually all we ask is that we ask people continue to make progress in their account. And we have several automations that watch to see if people are making progress in their accounts, you know, to build a course or publish it or whatever. And as long as you continue to make progress and, you know, those kinds of things, well, your account stays active. But when we see you kind of not do anything for 2 weeks or 3 weeks, we disable it because it takes, you know, it takes resources on our server.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Makes sense. Yeah.
All right. And that's only for people who don't have a paid account. If you have a paid account, you obviously will never disable your account.
Okay. All right. Awesome. All right. Thank you so much. That's all I needed to know.
Okay. Good to attend that. Thank you. Susan, welcome. Araceli, welcome. Anybody else have any other question that we can help you with? Okay, then we can move into our theme for today, which is the page aesthetics. Hi, yes, you're welcome, Araceli. Okay, great. So I will, give you a couple of recommendations on how to make your course more aesthetically pleasing. So let's start with that, okay? Let me share my screen. Okay, great. So one of the, let's say that I'm going to create a 5-day yoga challenge, right? That's what my course is going to be about, just so we have like a starting point. So I'm going to add a new course and I'm going to create a 5-day challenge, right? I will go there. And then if you take a look at your step number 4, which is the customize your pages, let's go to home, for example. So this is what people will see. Oh, I don't know what happened there, but this is kind of what people will see when they join my course, right? There should be something happening here, but I don't know what happened. I will just add any other, like, let's say this one. Okay, let's say that this is what it looks like. So right now it's looking good, like I don't mind, but let's try to make this personalized to what you want to, what your brand looks like. And I don't know if most of you have a brand already or you know what your brand looks like, but I will give you a couple ideas on how you can create a brand for yourself. The first thing is that we are not going to create anything from scratch. Like we are not going to invent some new branding or, everything is out there already. And the only thing that we need to do is kind of, it sounds wrong, but we have to copy what's out there, what we like. Because everything's a copy of a copy, and that's okay. We will only change a couple things about what we like, what we don't like, so that makes it very personalized to you. There's this one site that it's called Behance. I will share the link in the chat so you can take a look at it. So Behance is a really cool site in which a lot of graphic design happens here. So there's a lot of ideas that you can take from this place. We have a search bar. And for example, I have a 5-day yoga challenge, right? So I'm going to look for brand identity yoga, but it really depends what you want to do for your own course. You can just put brand identity and then, I don't know, if it's not yoga, then I don't know, finance. If you want to do something about finance, maybe you can find a couple ideas here about, like some logos or the colors. This is very important. So you can start getting an idea of what you want your course to look like, right? So, you can just look for that, or maybe just finance logo. And you can also get some ideas here. You have businesses. You can, if you are something about technology, you can also search for that. So there's a lot of ideas here. And what we're going to do is, for example, take some colors from this branding. So again, I'm going to do the yoga one. So branding, identity, yoga. And let's look for one that I like. So for example, this one looks really good to me. It's very simple. The colors are great. Look at that. That's very simple. I like it as well. So you can take a couple ideas of what you like, what colors you prefer. Take a look at the fonts that they use, like what they look like, right? And, you know, you can use whatever works for you. But let's say that I like this one, right? Like, okay, I like this one. I like the colors that they use. So if you open that, you will see like what colors they used, all the alternatives. And you have the color palette, which is really cool because this is where I want to get. So maybe you don't have, you know, like you're not a graphic designer and you're not going to use this kind of fonts or whatever, but it's really cool to already have a color palette that you can use for your own course, right? The cool thing is that you have the codes for the colors that you are seeing here, and you can use these codes for your own course. And I will show you how. Another idea is, for example, if you go to Google and then just search for yoga branding, and then you go to the images, then you will find also other ideas, other images with some colors, some fonts that you might want to use, etc. And let's say that I like this one, right? So I'm going to save this image as a reference. Another thing that I highly recommend you to do, when you go to your local files, something that I always tell people when I'm teaching them about their expiring mini course is that you create a folder with all the media that you're going to use for that specific course. Okay, so that's very important. I'm going to create a new folder with the name of my yoga challenge. And inside of it, I will save all the images, all the color palettes, everything that I'm going to use for this course. Okay, so I don't lose it. There's another really cool website that I will also share the link to. It's thiscolors.co. So here, it's really cool because it will give you the palette. It could either generate a color palette from scratch, like just give you ideas of colors that you can use for your own course, or something so cool is that if you start the generator, you can actually upload an image and it will take the colors from that image and create a color palette for you. So if you click in the camera that it's here, I will click there and then I will upload the image that I just downloaded from my local files. And where is it? It's here, right? The yoga challenge, and then it's this one. So I'm going to upload it, and then it will give me, you know, like all the colors that they find in this image. You can also change those. For example, if you don't like these ones because they look too similar, then you can just select it and drag the mouse and find the color that you want, right? From the image. So I don't know, maybe it could be something more strong or like that. So I click next, open in the generator, and here you go. There you have your palette. And it's really cool because you have, again, the colors of each one of them, the code of the colors. And then I will teach you how to use that in your own course, but just for reference. Another thing that I suggest you to do is to save this color palette again in your local files. And the way that you do that is by clicking export and selecting image, for example. You just, I don't know, yoga challenge palette. And then you just export it, right? And then you have your image with your color palette that you can use as a reference later. So that's two things. The first thing is that, you know, some ideas that you can grab from Behance or from Google or from Pinterest, the one of your preference. Then you have this website that will give you the color palette and the codes for the colors. And let's go and see how we can use that in our course, right? So going back to my 5-day challenge. Let's say that I don't want this like background here in the countdown for my homepage. So what I'm going to do is click in edit content. right now it has an image as a background, right? It has a background image already. I'm going to remove that. It disappeared. And then I'm going to select a background color, but I want a background color that, you know, is one of the colors that I choose from my color palette. So I don't know, maybe it could be this one or this one. So what you do is you click on the code that you have. It will open this. You only copy paste it. Well, I will copy it, and then I go back to my course. And then I select background color. Right now it's white. So if I select this one, you will see that at the bottom here, you have the option to paste the code of the color that you want to use. So I will erase that one, and then I will paste the color that I chose. And there you go. It's starting to look more cohesive, right? Great. So I like that one. And then for the second block, maybe I want the same color at the top. If that's the case, then you just go here, select the background color, and again, remove this one, and you just select the color that you want to use, right, as a background. So that's another thing. Another thing that is very important is that I highly recommend you to select a couple fonts that you want to use for your course. So the branding looks very cohesive. It makes sense everywhere in each page that you edit. All of it makes sense, right? So in order to do that, you have to click in select content. And you have some text here, right? And this is the default font that we are using. But if you want to change that, you just go to the column 1, which is where the text, you will find the text. And let's go for the headline so you can see better. The way that you change the font is by, you have the headline here, then you have text type, and it says medium. Then you will find this icon that is like an engine icon. If you click on it, it will open a new menu. And here it says headline font. This is where you will find all the Google fonts that you can use, okay? These are from Google, but you can really see what font you are using from our site. And that's a bummer, and we should change that. But in the meantime, the way that you can see what these fonts look like is by clicking in the, where is it? Here, no, I will open it. So you use Google Fonts. There you go. And you click Google Fonts, you open that. I will share it again in the chat. And then another cool thing can happen here. You can, for example, write the title that you see here in your 5-day challenge. I will call it Welcome to the 5-day challenge, right? So I will write this in the preview so it can show me what it will look like with my font of preference. So if you click here and type something, welcome to the 5-day yoga challenge. So this will show you what your title will look like. And this comes with the font, obviously. So you can just scroll down, take your time, and select one that, looks good to you according to your preference. So, just scroll down. Probably we have this font already in our site. So let's select one that I like. For example, I like this one, the Libre Baskerville. So I just take a look at the name, Libre Baskerville. I go back to my Experienceify, and then I'm going to search in the search bar the font to see if we have it here. Libre Baskerville. Okay, we have it. So I'm going to select it. And there you go. We changed the font for my title, right? So you can change that as well if you want to. Here is the place where you can also change the font size. So you can make it larger or you can make it smaller, however you prefer. But I'm going to leave it at that, 50. There we go. So I'm going to close this one. But again, you can do that for all the text that you find. The way that because I recommend you to have 2 fonts. One is for your titles, for example, And the other one is for all the text that your students are going to read. So I suggest that you only have 2, and remember that the simple, the better, okay? You don't want to use a lot of different fonts everywhere because it will look messy, and we don't want that. So just go for 2, the ones of your preference. Just take some time into the Google font one. Just, play around with what it looks like, if you like it, if you want to change it, and just select 2. It could be one sans serif, and the other one could be serif only. That's of your preference, but it looks better. Like in graphic design, when you create like a poster, for example, we only go for 2 fonts. One that people can read with, and the other one is just for, just for aesthetics. So if you want to choose one just for aesthetics for your title, that's great. But remember that people are going to read things and they might get tired. So select a font that looks good, that it's easy to read for all of the things that they are going to read in your course. In my case, it's a yoga challenge, so they won't be reading much. But in case that you have, a lot of text, then I suggest that you go for a font that it's easy to read. And then, yeah, that's it. Good. Another quick thing before continuing with the customization, if you go back to your steps, another thing that will really help you look professional is when you go to step number 1, remember that there's always the possibility to change the side icon. What is the side icon? Right now, we have this Experienceify logo loaded into everyone's courses. That means that when someone opens a tab with your course, they will see at the top the Experienceify logo. But if you want to change that to your own, which is, I highly suggest you to do it because it will look more professional. You click in the logo here, and then it will open your files. And in my case, I already have like this logo that I want for my yoga challenge. And that's it. So whenever someone goes to your course, they will see the logo at the top, and it looks really cool. If you don't have a logo already, you can, there's some sites that have free icons for commercial use. So you can just go to free icons, commercial use, and you will see a ton of different, like sites that have different icons that you can use for. For example, if I search for yoga, I will find several icons that I can use. But of course, if you already have your logo, go for that one, okay? And if you don't, I highly suggest you to create a logo for yourself because that looks more professional. And finally, just before we finish, oh no, I'm sorry, we still have time. Awesome, because I thought we were running out of time. Great. So that's the 2 things, right? The fonts, the colors, and now the thumbnails. This is something that I want to talk about. So right now, the thumbnail is this space image here that we have. I don't know if it's a space thing or, some bright thing. Let's change that and make it more personalized. The way that I like to do that is by going to Canva. We all know Canva, right? So I'm going to share the link in the chat in case that you don't know it. Oh, where is the chat? That's it. Ah, there we go. So that's the site, probably you know it. And I created this, for example, right? Just for the purpose of showing you how to do it. I created this because this is my invented brand. And this is the logo that I chose to use. Remember, this is the logo that I uploaded here in my side icon. So I will teach you quickly how to create something like this for your thumbnails. In my case, for example, it's yoga. So what I did is I went to a site that has a Creative Commons license, and that one is Pexels. So if you go to Pexels, it's something similar as on Splash, where you can use their images without any need for attribution. So that's good for commercial use. So just go there, look for something that you want for your course. In my case, it's yoga, right? So I'm going to choose maybe this one, right? So I'm going to download. There we go. And then I'm going to upload it into Canva, right? So let's go here, and then I will upload it. And I will select it. So right now it's here, click and drag, and there we go. I'm going to use this as, oh, I don't know why it pixelated so bad. Ah, there we go. So I'm going to use this as the base of my image. And then the way that you add this transparency is by adding a rectangle, right? So I'm going to elements, and then I'm going to look for a rectangle. There we go. So I'm going to make it the size of my image. There we go. And I'm going to create a transparency for this image. So I will go to transparency, and then I will make it, I don't know, 51. That looks good to me. After that, I'm going to upload my logo, the one that I just showed you, which is this one. So that is my logo. I'm going to center it. Always use the guidelines because it's very important. So that's my logo, right? And the only thing left is writing the name of my brand. In this case, it's Yoga Soul, right? So I'm going to write it Yoga Soul. That's my brand. And I'm going to put it here, down here. And I'm going to make it bigger. So let's, I don't know, 100%. Is that too much? Yes. Okay, let's make it 40. No, it's too much still. 35. Okay, 35 works for me. There we go. I'm going to place it right below my icon. And then I'm going to change the color of the text so it looks better. I'm going to make it white. And then I'm going to change the font. So in this case, I found something really cool about Canva is that you can actually see all the fonts, like what they look like. So it's easier for you to select one. In my case, I really like the one that I'm using, which is Arsenica, it's called. So I think that looks really cool. So I'm going to use Arsenica. And there you go. That's going to be the image that I use as a thumbnail. Okay. The way that you do that is you just click on share at the top here, and you save the image as a PNG. As a PNG works fine. Something important that I forgot to mention is that I created the Canva with the size recommended for the thumbnails. And where do you find that? You find it in the Help Center. So I will recommend the image size. If you go there, it will tell you where are the recommended sizes for your course content images, right? So you have to create your images accordingly. For example, for the training thumbnail, the one that I just did, I created the Canva with these specific sizes, right? So I'm going to also share that in the chat. There we go. And I'm going to download it so I can use it as a thumbnail and you can see what it looks like. Okay, I already edited that. I'm going back to my course, and then I'm going to click edit content. I have a video here. So I'm going to column 2, which is where the video is. And then I'm going to remove the thumbnail that I have. It disappeared. And then I'm going to upload my own. So if I click browse, go to my upload media at the top here, it will take me to my local files. And then I will select the one that I just created, right? So in my case, it's going to be this one. This one. Oh, there we go. So that's good. It uploaded it. I will select it. And now it looks like that. So it's taking, a little bit more personalization, more personality. It's according to my brand, the colors, the image. So you just need to pay attention to those details if you really want to, take the time to make your course very personalized. After that, we have, for example, the activities that they will have to do for joining my challenge. So there's 3 things that they need to do, right? They add challenge, they meet your new friends, and then doing this thing. That's okay. I like that. But if you wanted to change the color, for example, to make it all look like it's one color again, just click in edit content. And if you don't remember the, like what's the color that you use, I'm going to go back here and copy the code. And then I'm going to the background, right? And I'm going to select the background color. And now it looks like 1. Maybe you like it like that. Maybe you don't like it like that. And you wanted to make it, like more like something different for the actions that they are going to take. That's totally fine. Maybe you can just select another color from your color palette, and that is going to look cool as well. So maybe you don't like that one. You're going to use maybe, I don't know, this one, right? So I'm going to copy paste that one, and then I'm going to change it so it looks different. And there we go. You can obviously change the color of the text. Maybe if this looks too dark, I'm going to change it to white, maybe. So at the challenge dates, I have the title. Where is the title? Here we go. And I will change it to white, right? And also the text below, because in my opinion, it looks too dark. So I'm going to also change that one. Or you can make it another color like grayish, you can play with that. And let's close it and save changes, of course. So of course you want to change the color of this text here because right now it's blue, but you want to make it maybe another color of your color palette, etc., etc. Yeah, I think that's really cool. You can play around also with all the available blocks that we already have made for you. So if you don't like this style, like, the title on the left side and then the video, then you can go ahead and, explore the different available blocks that we have created for you. Maybe you like, I don't know, you maybe like this one better, which is the one that we use the most. So if you like it better like this, you can also go ahead for it. And you can change, again, the font, the color background, the thumbnail. So it looks, according to what you want your course to look like. But I think those would be my recommendations. Just like a quick recap. First of all, the color palette. The color palette is really important. So just download it and go ahead and play with those colors inside the color palette so you don't go crazy with all the colors that are out there, because that's easy. The second one is I highly recommend you to create some personalized thumbnails so you can use it for your videos and it looks way more professional. The third one is creating an icon. It's going to make the difference, trust me. So you can change the side icon. That will make a difference. That will make it look so much more professional. And remember that you are not creating anything from scratch, like nothing new. You're not inventing anything. So you can just go ahead and look for some ideas and just copy maybe the color palette, or maybe you can copy the font that they use, etc., etc. So, take it as a reference and take whatever you need from that. The other thing is that you have to look for 2 fonts. Again, don't go crazy with fonts. 2 work the best. And the simple, the better, okay? Because there's a lot of things that your students will go through. They have to create, they have to do some content. They have to complete actions. They have to do a lot of things. So let's make it simple for them to read and to go through. So it's easy for them to just digest all the information that you're going to give them. That would be my last recommendation. I already shared all the links that are important, like Pexels. Pexels is a really good site for all your images or your videos that are copyright free. Canva is everyone's best friend. It's really easy to use, and it will really make the difference in your thumbnails, for example. It's so easy to create, and it will be great. And the icons, you can look for some free icons that you can use as well. And nothing. Do you have any questions, any ideas that you might want to ask? Yes, Kelly.
I forgot I tried to do this. In the navigation bar, I wanted to put a logo as well because there's an option to do that. However, I can't seem to get the size right. I've been playing with it way too much. Do you guys know the size? Is it the same as the favicon? The same as the logo? Or I don't know what size because I can't seem to get it right.
Right. So I think Gabriel, you have shared a link with all the sizes that we need to use for icons and all of that. No, but can you send it again in the chat? Because the one that I found is not very complete. So if you can kindly share that, it will be great.
Okay, let me search for that article and I will share it with you in a few minutes.
I can't hear you, Dad. I'm on the phone. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Susan.
Yeah, this was very helpful. Thank you. I'm wondering about, I know in the past, when I was working for an organization, I used to create a style guide that I used for all the different courses, the same style guide. I'm wondering if that's better, or if it's better to create a separate one for each course, like you're talking about. How much overlap do you need to create a consistent brand? What are your thoughts on that?
Right, it really depends, because I found that a lot of people have different type of courses inside their account. So if you're going to create courses out of one brand, then create a style sheet and use that one across all your courses. Just tweak maybe a thing or two. Like, for example, the thumbnails are something that you can play with, and that's the only thing that you can change. So it looks different. But if all your courses are going to be under the same brand, then go for a style sheet, and that's the best option, I would say.
Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Awesome. Let's see in the chat. Okay, they are great. Any other questions that you might have about this or about anything else? Hi, Melanie.
Hi, this is, and I'm sorry I came in late. I had another meeting that ran long, but did you have a site that you were using to search for icons?
Yes. So the one that I found was this one, UX Wing. I will share it in the chat.
Thank you.
Because there's another cool one, but you need to pay a subscription, I think. So it's Flat Icon. Flat Icon has a lot of icons, and you can also customize them with color and everything, sorry. So that one is also really cool, but it's not copyright free. So it's not for commercial use. So you might need to attribute to the artist if you want to use their icon, which is not a problem, but it adds one more step to your creation. So
thank you.
Yes, you're welcome. Okay, thank you, Gabriel. So Gabriel shared the link where you will find all the appropriate sizes for your logos and stuff. Awesome. Okay, so if nobody else has any questions, then we are good to go. Thank you very much for your time. It was great, and I will see you in the next office hours. Oh, Susan, if you use PowerPoint in your graphic work, they have icons built in that are perfect. That's awesome. I didn't know about that. Thank you, Susan. So if some of you want your icons or some icons to work with, PowerPoint has built icons. So that's great. Thank you, Araceli. Thank you, everyone. Have a great rest of your day, and see you in the next office hours. Thank you, Gabriel, Stephen, Alex. Bye.
Thank you, Brenda. Bye.